This is the story of Polka Shinoyama, and one day another man's soul enters inside of him. But that man was much more powerful in his previous life and could have used many superpowers. And that man can use those powers in this world too. But in this world there exists a supervillain more powerful than him. And there is also an organization which will destroy him only if they come to know about his superpowers. So will Polka be able to face all these supervillains while hiding her identity? At the beginning of the anime, we learn that there has been a massive monster attack on this place. A monster kills more than half of the warriors using his magical swords. That's why they need something powerful to fight the danger. That's why they have to bring the church's secret weapon here. Meet Shagrua Edith Lugrid, the undefeated warrior known as the Clamatia Crusher, and never tasted defeat in the entire life. As soon as Suguru arrives here, he starts the fight, and Suguru finds out that the person he is fighting with is considered to be the most powerful monster in this century, and he is also known by the name of Cop's God. Then, Cop's God uses his powers and spawns thousands of skeletons here. After that, Salgurua does a flame attack with his max power. Then a girl starts telling that Sugurua has seen a lot in his life, and I know that he cannot lose this battle. Now we are showing the past of Shagrua, where a great battle is going on. All the people died during the battle, but only one boy, Shagrua, remained alive, after which all those spirits start saying, "How can you survive alone? You should also go with us. You should also die." Because of which Sugurua's heart became of stone, and his training became a desolate trek through them. Then Cop's God gathers all his powers in one place and unleashed the Dragon God, a celestial wonder. Then Shagrua says that you have spawned thousands of skeleton warriors and dragon gods here, but the amount of energy wasted here is truly staggering, from which we come to know that Shagrua has evil eyes, and that is why he can see spirits also. That's the reason why he understood the words of those dead people in the past. Now after this, Shagrua roared like a thunderclap and charged at the dragon, and after with every ounce of strength he succeeds in separating the neck and body of that dragon. But there are still many skeleton warriors left here, with whom he starts his fight. Now his partners start saying that anyone can become superpowered by using evil eyes and make it easy living like a king for the rest of his life. But still, Shagrua thought it better to fight for all these peoples. Now a fight starts between Shagrua and Corpse God, and Shagrua's friends start saying that Shagrua can never lose. And after a powerful attack by Shagrua, we come to know that Corpse God's life is inside his locket, and he also has the evil eyes. Now Cop's God starts saying that you are also like me, and you also got your powers from those people whom you have destroyed in your path, meaning you have also eliminated all those people for your own benefit. Now after this, the corpse are in their god mode, and Sugawara also attacks him, and his friends start using protection spells on him. Now there are many spells here which Shagrua had never seen in his life, due to which he gets a little nervous. But Shagrua starts saying that I am not at all like you, and my people cannot be happy as long as you are here. Now, due to the attack of these two, a huge disaster is about to happen, and because of this adversity, the envelope of our character ends here. After which, like every other isekai anime, our main character ends up in another world. The character's name in this world maybe use is Polka Shinoyama, and he is currently in Shinjuku, Japan. At first, Polka doesn't understand anything, because there is an unknown scratch on his neck. His body has suddenly become smaller, and the buildings have not been seen before. At the same time, a guy's checking out Polka with his drone, like spying on her moves or something, and said, "This is not possible. How can Polka Shinomiya stay alive after such a big attack?" Now she calls the assassin who was assigned the task of killing Polka, and he says that you have not done your work diligently, and you should finish it as soon as possible. Then Polka sees a girl smiling so much, and thinks that all the people here are so happy and calm, and sighed, after so much trouble, God also wants to see me happy. Now Polka starts thinking about his past and says, I don't know whether I will ever find the world I came from or not, but I want people to be happy no matter what they are. Then he sees a TV here, and wonders if some kind of illusion spell has been used here, but he is surprised because he is not able to sense any kind of magic here. Then some policemen stop him and ask him if he has any kind of design on his neck. Have you lost your way? Do you need any help? And so on. Polka does not understand their language, but then he starts taking information from his body's brain, after which he comes to know that he is currently in Japan and his character's name is Polka Shinomiya. Polka is about to say something, but suddenly Spider-Man's little sister drops here and says that these policemen are so boring and starts running with Polka, after which both of them come across a deserted street. The girl claims, my name is Miski Sikamiya, and said, don't play the amnesia card. You can't just conveniently forget me. I'm unforgettable, remember? Polka is wondering how to tell him that he doesn't even remember that, but then bits and pieces of his memories about that girl start coming back to him, but then Misaki throws Polka and catches him again. Wait a second, now you have started this in the middle of the animation. A second ago, a tremendous action was going on here, after which the story has reached its peak. But why does it matter? We just want to provide some fan service in the middle of the anime. Now we are shown the man with the drone again, and he says that Polka is a 16-year-old boy whom we should not kill in any way, but it's a challenging situation where our financial gain hinges on a difficult decision of sparing him or not. Now the girl starts starts saying that her body is perfect and looks charming, and you look as if nothing has happened to you. And suddenly she starts saying that, how can this be possible? I had destroyed you by using these hands of mine. Shockingly, we discover Misaki is the one who killed Polka in this world. Now after hearing this, Polka starts running, and he reaches an old construction area. Later, Polka starts saying that there are very few manas in this world, and it seems as if the body has never used magic powers before. But then Miski arrives here and starts her battle with Polka. Polka thinks her reflexes are strong, but her body isn't that powerful enough. Now Misaki attacks him with a blade and says that in a long period of time, no one has been able to escape from her blades. After which, Polka starts running away from here and thinks how strange it is. A little while ago, this place seemed so beautiful to him, but now it seems as if this place is going to become the reason for his death. Now Misaki succeeds in hitting him with the blades. Now Polka starts saying that in the past life, I was not able to protect myself, but now I got a second chance and I don't want to lose this time, and starts running to save his life. Now Miski says that even before this, I have eliminated many gangsters and criminals, but there's something hauntingly special about this boy. Now Polka runs and reaches a room, but after some time, Miyaski also reaches there and says that you have chosen the perfect place for your death because this place is known for the work of gangsters and terror of ghosts, and no one even notices how a group of people disappears from here and says that gangsters are fine but ghosts don't. They seem a little strange. Now Polka starts saying that it is strange, but no one can change the truth, and says I assumed that the power of evil eyes has come to my soul, not to my body, and actually that's the real truth, and I can see all the souls that are present here. Misaki doesn't understand anything here, but she says, you seem to love souls a lot, so that's why I will imprison her inside you. And after saying this, she starts her attack. Now Polka starts saying that I get powers from spirits, and spirits are not bad. It's an intriguing perspective, isn't it? And if you don't know anything about spirits, then you have no right to say anything about them, and attacks with the help of a skeleton hand. Now we are shown the scene of the place where Cops God and Shigrua were battling each other. But Shigrua seems a little worried here and says that during the fight between him and me, a lot of magic spells were cast on him here, and among them, teleportation spell was also present here, and he fears that Cops God hasn't been completely destroyed yet and he's still alive, and if he were to die, I would know by looking at his soul with my evil eyes, but it would be as if his soul suddenly disappeared along with his body. But his partner says, the effect that was there because of Cops God has now disappeared, and the cops are no longer a threat to them. Now we are shown the scan of the present, and Polka is thanking Misaki. It is because of her that he has got his second life. Now Polka is using her powers properly because the cage of his brain has broken at this time, which now makes it clear that in their world, at this time, the most powerful villain of this century came in here. Now Polka starts saying to him, you can't pretend to sleep here forever, and now you must get up from your sleep. But Misaki doesn't respond here, after which Polka realized that Misaki's game is over here. Now we are shown the cop's past lives, where Cops is saying that anyone with evil eyes can see souls, and his life can never be happy. Despite of this, his parents sold him in his childhood, after which he had to work as a necromancer in the army. But he got freedom from here when this team was badly defeated. But Cops say that despite so many things, I just wanted peace in life. Then the cops spot some hungry children inside the cave. After, Manic becomes their savior, choosing to provide the famished children with much-needed sustenance. But after a few days, the children come to learn Core's secret. But those children decided to stay with the cops and started spending time with her. Meanwhile, a girl begins to develop feelings for Cops, but this notion was entirely unacceptable to the common people. The idea of a skeleton coexisting with humans seemed incomprehensible to them, leading them to believe it was easier to attack the skeletons than to share a life with them. And in this process, that girl passes here, after which the cops are unable to control themselves, and with just one attack, Cops kills all these people right here. Despite life's hardships, all Fate craved was peace. In its pursuit, he sought refuge in the somber pages of books, immersing himself in the study of dark energy, a bittersweet escape from his heartbroken reality, and he starts waiting for the day when a true warrior will come and liberate him from this life, because he cannot die like humans like us. In a surprising turn of events, when Sagurua launched an attack, he activated his supreme reincarnation technique. Thanks to this, he successfully reincarnated into the world of the humans, ushering in a brighter chapter in his life. But then the man with the drone gets frustrated because he has never seen anything like this in his life. But then he gets a call from his boss, and his boss says, why haven't you finished your work yet? However, the situation takes an intriguing turn when the man sends them a video, urging them to watch its contents. Now we are shown the Polka scene, where Polka is saying that, after working very hard, I have got a chance to come into this world, and I don't want to waste this opportunity yet, and reveals, if the inhabitants of this world discover that I have taken the life of a girl, they won't allow me to live in peace even in this world. But how was this girl able to finish so quickly? What a weak attack I had made on her, and anyway, she doesn't even have a healing spell. Revealing the drone guy once more, the man introduces himself. My name is Takumi Kuroya. I operate various businesses leveraging the capabilities of my drone and extensive network connections, and with a sense of accomplishment, he boasts, "I've taken on some risky jobs, helping gangsters hide things for better pay. Surprisingly, peoples are still see me as a decent guy, and I've even managed to uplift their spirits, but I don't even know how I got involved in this useless case." Now, the atmosphere intensifies as their leader, Clarissa, strides purposefully towards Polka. Gradually, the entire group converges around Polka, creating an air of anticipation. Now Clarissa questions Takumi about the two drones. Takumi insists he has only one functional drone, claiming the other has been broken for a while. Yet, to everyone's confusion, the second drone hovers nearby without using a motor. Now Polka says that it will take some time for him to do this work, after which he can bring Miski back to life. But everyone is very fond of seeing the techniques that Polka is using here. Seeing this, Clarissa asks Takumi if this work is yours, but Takumi says that if he could make this type of CGI, he would not be doing this job. Polka declares, "In due time, we must apply resolution magic to heal this girl, after which the girl will be fine." But then everyone here becomes silent, because none of them know how to do magic techniques. Polka inquires, "Do any of you possess healing or regeneration spells?" The group responds, revealing that such abilities are only familiar to them within the confines of a game, but Polka doesn't know the meaning of the word game. Then Polka asks whether spirit art or magic techniques are not taught here. Everyone says that there are very few people in this world who call themselves magicians, but most of them are also hypocrites. Then Polka realizes that he has arrived in a world where people cannot use magic techniques, and this thing can become a danger to him, after which Polka injures a man and says that, "Take even one step forward, and no one will endure a harsher fate than what I can deliver." But then Clarissa gets the news that the Yakuzawa building has caught fire, after hearing which they become very tense, because many children also study in Yakuzawa building, but Clarissa says that they cannot leave until they solve this case. Then they notice that a strange eye is looking at their tab, and they immediately destroy that eye. Then Polka asks, "Can anyone tell me what problem is going on here?" Clarissa says that the Sakuzawa building is an official nursery where the children of poor people go to study, and their mom and dad work at the same feet, and this time the building's on fire. Then Polka says he wants to help those kids. He has been burnt many times in his past life, and he knows how it feels to get burnt, and he doesn't want to let this happen to those kids. After which Clarice gives permission to Polka to go there, but Takumi will have to keep an eye on her the whole time. As Polka powers up and charges towards the blazing building, Takumi starts saying that when he was running away from Misaki, he was not able to use his power that much. Now Polka, after reaching near Shakuzawa building, uses his evil eyes and finds out that the child's is still alive here, and then using his skeleton hand, he throws himself inside this building, and this thing happens so fast that no one even notices it. After coming here, Polka notices that the parents of those children are also present here, but they are not alive at this time, and Polka asks those parents to help them out, after which all of them become skeletons and succeed in taking out those children. Then, here we are shown a perspective of a girl, and despite so many things, the girl understands that it is none other than her own dad. On the other hand, everyone is very excited to see this, and many people have even made a video of this thing, and after that, Polka even manages to get him out of the building. Seeing this, Takumi becomes very frustrated and says that this guy beat Misaki like it was, not big deal to him, but when he came to know that the lives of some children were in danger, he immediately rushed to save them out, and Takumi starts getting frustrated because Takumi is not able to understand his character properly, and tells Clarissa that we should be careful with this boy. But Clarissa tells Polka to get here quickly, because it looks like Misaki is going to wake up soon, but Takumi can't believe his ears after hearing this. Now we are shown Misaki's past life, where she is very happy and calm, and Misaki is very popular because of her smile. But one day his mom and dad are dispatched in front of him. After a few years, Muskie started becoming popular under the names of Psycho Killer and Clarissa's Pet, because as word begins to spread, Misaki erases her enemies with a big scary smile, and then one day Misaki realizes that he is taking life of the same man who crushes his mom and dad. Then the man starts saying that if you feel that after my end of this life you will get peace in life, and you will be able to spend your life peacefully, so nothing like this is going to happen. But Miski says that there is nothing like that. She has received money in return for this work, and that's why he's doing this job. Then the man says that if you are given money to finish a good man, will you finish him too? Misaki says that she will not have any problem in doing this work, after which Misaki chooses Polka as a good person, and that's why Miski ended Polka's life in this world. Now Miski reaches nearby a barrier and says that I have finished a lot of bad persons, and now even a good man has been finished without any problem, which means I have become the worst girl at this time, and I have no right to live in this world, after which Misaki jumps from this place, but then she gets a call because of which she stops here, and he finds out that the boy he just finished is still alive, and he is ordered to finish his work properly, and in this process, Miski's life ends up here. Now we are shown the present time, where Miski is saying that, I was finished here just a short time ago, so how did I come alive? But Polka says that you were finished in this world, but I have brought you back using my magic power. At this time, Clarissa is also present here, and she hugs Misaki so tight. Then Polka says that I have understood. According to this world, you would be called a zombie. Then Polka says that even in such modern times, people have to face problems, and asks Clarissa what she has to do to find peace in this world. Then Clarissa says that to find peace in this world, a lot of money will be required. Brother, it seems like among all these people, only Clarissa has the real brain. Polka says she knows this too, as the same rule applies in her world. And then Polka decides that because no one in this world can use magic powers, so by using his magic powers, he will become the most powerful and richest man in this world, which will ensure that he will be able to live the rest of his life in peace. Clarissa then tells him she works as an intermediary in Shinjuku, and if Polka wants to make some good money, he can work with her. And those who do not know the meaning of intermediary, these are the people who make connections between two groups. And yes, I just found this out by Googling on the internet. On the other hand, Takumi is saying that he doesn't know when he will be able to get out of this mess. Now we are shown the scene of Misaki, Polka, and Takumi says that the person whose body you're in now must have some family. So what did you think about them? Polka says it's summer vacation now, which means all my classes are closed at the moment. And also, I have told to my family that I have gone to a beach at this moment, and Clarissa gave me some posters to send to my family, and I've already mailed them home. Then Takumi remembers that it is the same card, which is used to mislead the victim's passing time. Then we see that Miski is watching Polka's video here, where he saved many children and says how cool this thing is. But then Takumi says that I have to live with a devil and a psycho killer, and how could this thing seem cool to anyone? Then Polka says that if I want to live peacefully in this world, then I will have to first find the man who ordered me to die, and I gotta take him down first. Then Takumi says that he and Misaki don't have many details about it, kinda confused, but if he asks Clarissa, maybe she can answer his question. But Polka says he has already asked Clarissa about it, but Clarissa has said that she cannot share the details of her clients with him. But in return, he has given this house to Polka to live in, and promised that next time she will not take orders to eliminate Polka. Then Takumi says, this is the same girl who tried to take you down a few moments ago, so you don't have any problem living with her. But Polka says what kind of trouble could he have in living with this girl? And anyway, he had taken down this girl pretty easily just a moment ago, and despite losing badly, I have rescued this girl and brought her back into this world. Then Takumi asks him why it was so important for him to revive Misaki. Polka says he had no intention of saving this girl, but the real Polka wanted to save this girl. Then Takumi becomes interested in thinking that he can talk even to the soul of the people, but Polka says that the real Polka is present here at this time, and Takumi's drone that malfunctioned, Polka put the real Polka's soul inside of that. Then Takumi says to Polka that you always live with souls and spirits, so aren't you afraid of these things? But Polka says why does she need to be afraid of all these things? Wraither, all these things are like toys for him. But after hearing this, Takumi gets a little scared and thinks that he will have to keep a distance with this boy. But Polka says that in my previous life, I used to be a huge skeleton and people used to know me as cops. God. And Polka says that we have talked nonsense for a long time, but now tell me how to earn money in this world. Misaki says that you can become a perfect assassin like me, but Polka says he doesn't like this job at all. But then we find out a customer approached them with a specific request to have his task handled by Misaki only. The man says that another gang has given orders to finish him, and Misaki just has to protect him. But Misaki says that she cannot do this work at this time because she is working on another work at this time. Now after hearing this, the man becomes very disappointed, but then Polka reaches here and says that I accept your request. After hearing this, the man gets really angry, but Misaki says, if Polka handles this job, then I'm going with him too. Now we are shown the evening time, and the man says that this is the place where all those criminals live, and says this team is very cruel because this team never destroys anyone's family completely. These people always leave one member of the family alive, so in that way they can see him suffering. Then Misaki recalls that this is the same team that destroyed his mom and dad, after which Misaki goes to finish all those people without any delay. But then Misaki realizes that she has been ambushed, but Misaki is also super strong, and she beats everyone really bad instantly, and says that to defeat Misaki, you will have to bring even stronger people. But then someone fires Misaki from behind, and we find out that the man who asked for their help, he's the true mastermind behind this whole plan. Then Polka says that you have taken the worst decision of your life at this time, because the person you killed isn't just an ordinary girl, she's a zombie at this time, and 2 simple bullets aren't going to make any difference to him. Then Polka says that I did not accept your request on that time. Rather, I accepted the request of the little children who were standing near you, and then all those children together create a skeleton hand, and which traps all those people. Then Polka apologizes to them, saying, I'm sorry I couldn't protect you when you were alive. Now Takumi calls Clarissa and tells her that the man who came to them with the job turns out to be the real traitor, and asks Clarissa, is this job assigned to you? But but Clarissa tells him it's not her plan, and Misaki has made a lot of enemies in his career, and this may just be one of them. Now we witness two friends heading together to cleanse a place, but the condition of many people here is very bad. But then suddenly one of the friends disappears, seeing which the other friend becomes nervous, but then a skeleton hand grabs him from his behind as well, and we discover that it was the Lemmings who did it. And Lemming is a powerful villain here, so you are going to have a lot of fun watching his fight. Now we see that Misaki and Polka have reached their house, and Misa says that it does not seem at all that she has been fired from behind, and Polka says that this thing is happening because you are no longer alive and have become a zombie. Then Takumi says that we humans are like toys for you, so why did you take the decision to help those children? Polka says that you guys are my toys, but I like my toys very much, and I can't see anyone doing bad things to them. Then Takumi thinks that this boy has not done anything wrong. Instead, we've finished who knows how many people out of greed for money. Now we are shown the scene of Clarissa, and here she is fulfilling some kind of fantasies. Then Clarissa gets a call from someone asking if a monster has been added to your team, but Clarissa says that no monsters have been added to our team, and the guy who has joined their team today is actually Misaki's younger brother, and he wanted to earn some money during summer vacation, so he has joined our team. Now we see that Polka is reading the books of this world, and he realizes that many supernatural things do not exist in this world, but in this world also, Phantom is found, which was very popular in their world also, and Misaki says that she is a big fan of phantoms. Then Polka says that if he has enough mana, he can turn Misaki into a phantom too. Then Takumi says, don't know what else has happened in my life, remains to be seen. But then he again says that anyway, I was getting very bored in this life, so at least I am getting something interesting to do now. Now after some time they all start eating together, and during this, Takumi says that Misaki is finished in this world, so what will happen to his body? Polka says that there will be no difference to Misaki's body. In fact, he will become even stronger than before, and if Misaki wants, she can also eat raw meat. But if Misaki bites a living person, that person will be paralyzed for a short time. Then Misaki bites Polka, and Polka gets really paralyzed here. Then Misaki tells Takumi that if I bite you, it will be like an indirect kiss, and I think you'll enjoy it too. But Takumi says he is a respectable and principled businessman, and he can't do such a thing to his clients. Now we are shown the scene of a bar where a strange man is waiting for Clarissa and asks the waiter if there is any kind of problem, but the waiter tells that Clarissa has an urgent work, that's why she's going to come late today. Then the man says, why is this skeleton issue going on so much? Because if I also pass away, I too will become a skeleton. But suddenly a man catches him, and on the other side, we see a man apologizing to the hotel staff because he doesn't have enough money to pay for his bill. Then a man goes to punch him, but we see that the man himself gets injured here, and that one man has destroyed all these people. Now we are shown the place where Polka had trapped many people. Fortunately, the police get here on time, but then a man comes and breaks it with a punch, after which special division people are called here, and as soon as they come, they start saying that this is a job of one of us, and the first suspicion of both of them falls on Lemming and Garima Reaper, because most of the cases coming these days are the work of these two fools. And among these special division people, his name is Tsubaki Iwanome, and his name is Kazaburo Arase. Now we are shown the Polka scene, and Polka says that now he is feeling better than before. Then Takumi tells Polka, we don't look like folks from your actual planet, so you don't feel weird here. But Polka says that you people look exactly like the people of my world, but your style is just a little different, and says that your world is very similar to mine one, and perhaps there may be some connection between our worlds. Takumi then asks, what will happen to the men you trapped before? Polka says he made this trap this way so that no one can break the trap, but we know that the trap has already been broken. Now we're shown a scene from the police station in Shinjaku where a meeting is going on, and Tsubaki is telling that right now, our main threats are the fire-breathing bug, Grime Reaper, and Lemming also. And recently, Lemming footprints have been found at the spot where the attack took place. Apart from this, names of many criminals are also given here, but it is not so important, and tells that all these people have either been eliminated or taken into solitary confinement, and says that the place was set on fire a few days ago, and a skeleton saved all the people. They found out from their secret sources that the place was set on fire by the fire-breathing bug, but they did not know many details about the skeleton. Then a man asks if this video could be some kind of CGI, but Tsubaki says that so many people have uploaded the video from different angles and from different locations, so the chances of the video being fake are less. Now in the next scene we see Polka is playing with a soft toy, and after a while he tells Takumi that he has put the real Polka's life inside this soft toy, and he doesn't need his drone anymore. Now Takumi becomes very happy after hearing this, and says it would be very helpful for us if the real Polka could talk to us. Polka says that he can do this work, but for this, he needs the tongue of a living person, or if he collects enough mana, he can use it to create a tongue, but he tells that the amount of mana in the air of this world is very less, and also he can't find any soul around here, due to which he is not able to regenerate his power, and says that if this continues, he will lose all his mana before meeting his first customer. And anyway, to keep Polka in this world, she has to use a lot energy here, and and tells that fear, anger, defeat, regret are some of the feelings which he can use to transform souls into his magic powers. But for this, he also needs a lot of solace, and that's why when he found a lot of solace in the basement, so he used them and defeated Misaki easily. But Takumi thinks it'd be tough to find a spot with lots of souls. Polka says there's another way to do this. All he has to do is use mana stones, which is known as gemstone in this world, and he says that he can regenerate all his powers by using just one bucket of mana stone. But Takumi says,
"Wake up to reality."
After visiting the gem shop, Polka realizes she'll have to spend her entire month's salary just to buy one gemstone. Thinking about it, Polka gets disappointed, but then says that one day he'll earn enough money to buy the whole shop. The shopkeeper says Polka it would need 35,527,558,001 yen for that. After hearing that, they leave, and Polka says that the gemstone was really powerful and I needed it too. Then Misaki says, "Can't you observe the stone without buying it?" But Polka says that he can absorb it, but because of it the gemstone will be broken, and this could cause problems for the shopkeeper. This shows that Polka never wants to harm anyone without a reason. Then Takumi sees that Arase has arrived in front of Polka, and before Takumi can say anything, Arase grabs his drone and apologizes for scaring those two kids. Now Takumi becomes very scared because he already knows Arase, and if he finds out about Polka and Misaki, it could be really dangerous for them. But Takumi thinks that if Arase doesn't know anything about them, then he can mislead him. But then Polka says that the drone belongs to my friend, and you shouldn't do this to him. After which Race says that a worm like him from a dirty drain might be brainwashing you children, and you should break friendship with that guy right now. After which Polka says that a sewer worm, a brainwasher, and a worthless man, these are all the things society can call any man, but no one has the right to tell with whom a man can be friends and with whom he can be in a relationship. Then Race walks away from her and says, "Now I don't want to know anything about Takumi, because I am interested in you now." Now on the other side, Iwanome has reached Clarissa and tells her that the day the Shakuzawa building caught fire, your team was busy due to some important work, but your drone has been spotted at the same place, and the very next day, many people were found trapped at one place, and one of your members was also present there. So should I understand that you are also involved in all these cases? Now Takumi, on the other hand, starts saying that Kazaburo has been a member of Sanjaku's safety division for a long time, but he is not a common man, because when Takumi used to be a member of a street gang, Arase single-handedly destroyed his team. Then Arase says that this Takumi is actually a scammer, and hasn't your family told you to stay away from people like him? Polka says that her family sold her when she was a child, so she doesn't know anything about it. Now Ars starts finding all these things very interesting, and he asks both of them their names. Then Takumi gets very nervous because Misaki is very popular as a psycho killer, and everyone knows that Misaki works for Clarissa. Then Takumi quickly calls Arase and tells him that both of them are his gaming partners and they both work at Clarissa's bar. But meanwhile, Takumi sends some drones towards them and tells, "What if people found out that you were harassing two kids across the street, and that's just because they both work at a bar?" Then Arase tells Takumi that, "You have changed a lot from before," and asks the children, "Do you children know the truth about Takumi?" and says that when I caught him for the first time, so to save his life, he trapped all his friends, and you shouldn't trust people like these. Then Polka says that Takumi may be a coward, but he is a million times better than cowards like you. On the other hand, Polka is also thinking of a plan to run away on foot. Just then, we see that Misaki has gone after Arase, and she kicks him very hard, after which both of them start running away from here. Arase searches for them for a long time, but can't see them because he's above him. Then Takumi says that what Arase was saying to me is the real truth, and if there is any threat to my life, I will betray you too. Now Polka says that even if he betrays her, it does not matter to her because her parents had sold her in her childhood, so it's not a big deal to him. Now we are again shown the scene of Tsubaki where he is not in his senses, and he is sharing important details about his case. Then Clarissa's partners asks, "Isn't this a threat to us?" Clarissa tells this might cause a problem here, but we haven't asked anything from him, and whatever he is saying it from his own, in which we people have no hands. After some time, Misaki and Polka reach here, seeing which Tsubaki says that nowadays the demands of the children have become too expensive. Then Tsubaki calls them over and says he has something important to discuss with them. And meanwhile, a message has also come to Tsubaki where Arase has said that two children may come in this bar, and they need as much details as possible about them. Now we are shown the scene of the station from a while ago, where Arase asks his partner to scan the footsteps on his chest, and the mark appeared when Misaki hits him, after which they come to know that this same footstep was also found near the human trap, after which Arase leaves from here with all his partners. On the other hand, Palaka is eating lemon juice for the first time in his life, after which he says that it is much better than a blout of human, and he also wants to share it with his coal mine friends. On the other hand, Takumi notices Arase is coming here, and he quickly calls Polka and tells get out of here as soon as possible. But then we see in another screen that a man is trying to come inside this building. However, some people are saying that Lemming was seen for the first time about 5 years ago, and he has committed more crimes than any man can commit in his entire life. Also, they're unsure if they'll ever find Lemming or not. Meanwhile, because of bad luck, Arase gets here here before Polka leaves, after which Arase and Tsubaki start saying together that we have to extract some important details from both of you. But then the electricity goes out here, after which Arase says that I already knew that something like this was going to be happen, but Clarissa says this is not our job and turns on the light. But after switching on the light, they see such a thing that they cannot believe in their eyes. Now, we learn that the lemming has arrived here, and seeing this, everyone starts getting scared, but Polka notices that there are thousands of souls surrounding Lemming. Now Clarissa tells her partner that there is no need to be afraid, because if he had to finish us, he would have finished us already. But Tsubaki is thinking that if he stands here, maybe Lemming will let him go. Brother, I know for sure that this person is of no use. Now Lemming starts finishing all those people with his full speed, but then Arase goes to Lemming with a glass bottle and says that you have made a big mistake by not taking me seriously. Now the Lemming runs away from here but starts taking the Misaki with him. Now Arase tries to stop him, but he doesn't succeed here. Now Polka goes to use her magic powers, but can't do it because he remembers that there are a lot of police here, and if someone comes to know that he can use magic techniques, then he cannot live peacefully in this world. But Polka thinks that if I let Misaki go from here, forget about this world, I will not be able to live peacefully in any world, after which Polka activates her powers and starts attacking the Lemming, seeing which Tsubaki and Arase get excited because both of them had never seen anything like this before. In the meantime, Polka manages to save Misaki, after which Lemming goes again to capture Misaki. Now Polka uses all her powers to try to stop the Lemmings, but Lemming is so fast that even Polka's attacks cannot touch him. Now only after Lemming reaches Misaki, Misaki starts saying something to Lemming, and suddenly she bites Lemming. Misaki is thinking that he can make Lemming unconscious, just like he made Polka unconscious by biting her, but because Lemming has so many bandages in his hands, Misaki can't even touch him, after which Misaki attacks the Lemming with her spork, and Polka realizes that this is the same spork in which Misaki applied her saliva, but due to its quantity being very less, the Lemming starts feeling dizzy only here. Now Polka thanks Misaki and says that what you have done will not make much difference, but it's time for me to activate my supreme art, and summons a very large skeleton here. Now we are shown the scene after some time where Polka has succeeded in saving Misaki, but Takumi doesn't know how to believe this, and said that once Lemming sets its eyes on a person, that person never knows how to survive from him. And maybe this is happening for the first time that Lemming has failed in his plan. Despite this, we see that Tsubaki and Arase have also survived after this fight, but the condition of both of them is very bad, and Tsubaki still doesn't understand whether he is dreaming here or not. Now Polka thanks Misaki and says, I know what is your secret that you have shared with Lemming to save our lives, and it's the only thing that gives me a chance to defeat him. Misaki says that she has not done any special work here. Rather, all the work has been done by Polka alone. Then Polka starts remembering what her teacher said. It doesn't matter with whom you live for how many years. If you feel like helping him, you should help him because you probably won't get the chance later. And says that I know that you have been cursed to live like God for thousands of years, but it doesn't matter how long you can maintain a relationship with a person. What matters is whether you enjoy being with that person or not. Then Polka tells real Polk, Misaki, and Takumi that I don't know the details of your world, but I want to know a lot about your world, and says that I don't need that peace because I don't want to spend any more time in my life. Rather, I want to spend this life with you guys. Now on the other side, Lemming has reached his boss and says that Zinva is over at this time. And for those who don't remember, Zinva is the same man who tried to finish Misaki, but his boss says it doesn't matter to him as long as Lemming is alive. Then we see that there is a picture lying there, which is most probably of Polka's family, and then Lemming points towards Polka and says that this guy is still alive, after which his boss says that Polka, you are still alive, but you have not told me this. Now we are shown the Polka scene, where Polka is explaining to his friends that if he wants to live peacefully in this world, he needs a lot of money, and so he wants to start a business in this world. Then Polka sees a pen with a man's soul inside it, and then that pen says, my name is Hasaragi. I ended up in this place 5 years ago, and I really enjoyed meeting the people of Clarissa. Now Polka says that he has a power that allows him to put souls inside objects, and using this very thing, he will put the soul of many talented people inside the objects, and he can get them to do the best work, and with this perhaps they will become rich soon. But Takumi says, have you both lost your mind? If someone comes to know that we can use magic techniques, then it can become a big threat for us. But then the pen says that if you guys want to earn money, then I have a plan. And after agreeing to his plan, they earn 100,000 yen, and they earned this money in just a week. And now you people must be wondering, what is the work by which these three earn so much money so quickly? And actually they start the business of fortune telling here. And this is the same business where these people charge you Rs 10 and tell you about your future. But this shop is a little special than them. An old woman comes to Polka for fortune telling, and with her is her husband, who has passed away at this time. Now Polka says that in the last month he has lost someone close to him, and what you're looking for is hidden under the limestone behind your house. Actually, this woman was not able to find the key to her husband's hidden safe. But this was just one case, but how does Polka handle the other cases? The plan is very simple. Before coming here, everyone has to write their name on a paper, after which Takumi hacks their accounts, after which Polka is watching them using her third eye, and at the same time she is telling them the details details. And to make this thing look more authentic, they are also using magic pen. But after this, an example is important. Later, a boy comes to Polka for fortune telling, after which Polka says that the biggest problem of your life is that you have become addicted to video games, and you must first give up his addiction, and you should focus on your medical profession. But the boy becomes interested in this thing when Polka also tells him that one of his legs is broken, while he has not shared this information to anyone. Now, using all these tricks, Polka is guessing everything with 100% accuracy. Now, after this, Polka says that all this money will be divided equally among all of us, after which Takumi says that your heart is really big. But the real Polka says she doesn't need money, to which Takumi says that it was bound to happen because Polka has already seen a lot of money in her life. But then some people arrive here and two of them are children. This girl's name is Kazuki Shinoyama, and this boy's name is Shizuki Shinoyama, and both of them start saying that Uncle Polka, we have not seen you for many days. Hearing this, Polka understands that these two children knows the real Polka, after which he hides his face and says, who is this Polka? I don't know any Polka. After which Kazuki says that your habit of joking has not gone yet, and I heard that you have started the business of fortune telling, so can you tell my future also? Misaki says that we do not do fortune telling at this time. If you want to know your future, you can come tomorrow. Hearing this, Kazuki gets angry and says, do you know in front of whom you are talking? Takumi says that to a poor girl who has suddenly become rich for some reason. Now Kazuki is about to cry here, but Polka stops Takumi and hugs Kazuki. Shizuki is about to say something, but Polka hugs her too and says that you wanted to know your future, right? But you don't need to, because I will protect your future. But then we come to know that Polka is not talking to those children, but to an evil spirit, and tells go to the house and tell them that I am coming home tomorrow, after which both of them leave from here. Afterwards, Takumi says that you've made a major decision solely because of the words of an evil spirit. But Polka says that those people are my own, and it is my responsibility to protect them. And anyway, those kids were reminding me of some of my own kids. Now both of them were talking on the way that they found Polka. Uncle's behavior very different, but then Takeru Shinoyama, the boss of Lemming, arrives in front of them and forbids them to roam around at night and starts asking them about Polka. Uncle they tells that Polka is going to come back to their house tomorrow. After which, Takeru says that you should be careful at this time, because what happened to Shizuka can happen to you too. After which we come to know that the name of this evil spirit is Shizuka. On the other hand, Misaki asks Polka if she even knows the way to Real Polka's house. Takumi reveals that Polka's family are members of the Shinoyama group who have money in trillions. They are not the richest person in Japan, but they have a lot of money. Polka's father, Rozan Shinoyama, is the leader of Shinoyama group, and he is currently 79 years old, and they have a total of 2 children, the second of which is Polka. And if something happens to Rozan later, Polka will get half of his property, and it's quite simple why Polka has so many enemies. And so Takumi tells her to hire a bodyguard before going there, because Polka can't use magic techniques in front of everyone, after which Polka dresses up a skeleton and makes him his bodyguard. After which Takumi says that, have you even seen a bodyguard before? After which Polka says that in his previous life he had 2 protectors named Saber-Tooth Tiger and civilian cops. But in this world he needs a trustworthy person who should also know how to fight, after which both of them look at Misaki together. Now we are shown a night scene where a man is looking at a picture of a girl named Qnime and says that he must have got the power to do magic from you. But it seems like that now I will have to handle this thing myself. Now, in the next scene, Takumi is telling Polka about the Shinoyama family. The eldest in the Shinoyama family is Gaku Shinoyama, who is 48 years old and is Polka's elder brother. And Takeru is Polka's nephew, who is the head of the security division of the Shinoyama family. And Takumi tells Polka to be careful of this guy, because he started this work at the age of 26, and he knows so many things about this company. Now Polka and Misaki arrive in front of Real Polka's house, and Polka has never seen such a big house before. Just then, Takeru reaches here and says to Polka that you had gone somewhere to have a long vacation, so why have you come back? Polka says that after roaming outside for so long, I have come to know that the real fun of life lies at home only. Then Takeru asks, who is this girl with you? Now Misaki introduces herself here and says that my name is Misaki Sikimiya. Now after this, everyone goes inside the house, and Misaki starts telling everyone how she was about to leave this world, but Polka has saved her life. Takeru says he's glad to hear that even Polka can save someone's life, but the one whose life was saved is the daughter of the owner of such a big steel company. But Misaki says that her family does not run this business anymore. Takeru tells that he knows everything about his past, and when he came to know about it, he too felt very bad, because when Takeru was little, Misaki's family helped him a lot. But then a girl comes and hugs Misaki and says that you are so cute and you should have been a part of our family. But Takeru feels wrong to say such things, from which we come to know that this girl's name is Kiri and she is Takeruki's wife. Then Polka asks where the rest of the family members are, after which Kazuki says that his mom and dad do not live in Japan, and all the remaining members have left for work. But then Polka notices a man that even the real Polka doesn't recognize, after which we come to know that he is a random relative which no one recognizes. Then Shizuki notices the real Polka here and asks what this soft toy is doing here. Then Sayu says that I know about this shark, and I have also watched this movie, and I would like to give this movie a rating of 7 out of of 10, after which we come to know that this girl is actually a big fan of sharks. But then Polka's dad, Rosen Shinoyama, arrives. Then his relatives start talking to him about the pharmaceutical industry, but Rosen says that he is not interested in all these things and asks him to leave from here. Now Rosen calls Polka to him, and Polka apologizes for leaving the house without informing him. But Rogan says that he has been listening to all these people for so long, but Polka has not told much about herself, so he wants to talk to her in private and asks Misaki to hang out in the garden for a while. Now we are shown the scene of Tsubaki and Arase, where Tsubaki is saying that to solve this case, we have to become a little crazy, after which both of them reach Tena Sorimiya, who is popular as Phantom Solitary, and Tsubaki asks him about Shakuzawa building and says that whenever the fire-breathing bug sets fire, it leaves a mark on it, and they also found this mark on Sakuzawa building, which means that this is the work of fire-breathing bug only, and they have come to know from their sources that the fire-breathing bug does not attack suddenly from anywhere. He plans for 6 or 7 months before attacking any place and prepares the place to fire, just like a bag eats a piece of wood for years, but that wood suddenly breaks in a day. Now we are shown the scene of Shizuki and Kazuki, where both of them are walking around here, but that evil spirit is feared here. Now we are shown the past of these three, where Shizuki and Kazuki are crying because they both lost their mother's bag in the forest. Then Shizuka tells them both not to cry here and goes to find the bag alone. Suzuka finds the bag but discovers that 2 people are talking there, and among them there is also that relative about whom we have not been told much, and they both actually plan to burn those twins here. After hearing this, Shizuka starts going to tell them this, but in the middle of it, due to unknown reasons, she starts burning. Finally she reaches them, but it is no use as she has at this point turned into an evil spirit, and despite trying 1,000 times, she can't do anything here. Now we reach the present scene where Polka is telling her dad all the things that he has done after leaving here. Polka's dad looks very happy after hearing all these things, and Polka is also relieved that her dad hasn't found out about their secret. Then Rosan says that, I forgot to ask you one thing, just tell me who you really are. Polka is about to say something, but her dad puts a sword around her neck and says that even though I am old, don't make the mistake of considering me an idiot. I know everything about my son very well, and just tell me where my son really is. Then Polka says that it was very nice to meet you, and I did not know that a real dad is of this type. At least you are 1,000,000 times better than what I saw in my past. But then a blast sound is heard, after which Polka says that I have promised to save Shizuki and Kazuki, so I have to leave now. After which he starts moving from here with his speed. Then someone else here starts saying that you had a good chance and you should have killed that boy no already. But Rosanna says that his face is similar to that of my son, so I cannot kill him in this way. Now we are shown the scene of Shizuka and Kazuki, and a bodyguard arrives there and says that due to fire in the house, they will have to leave now, after which all 3 of them reach a basement. Then Kazuki says that this is a wrong path. I know this is the path to the basement and we can't go out of this way. Then the man starts saying, how can this possible? I have worked for 2 years to find a way to send you both up. Now both of them start getting scared badly here, but then Misaki comes with her full speed and kicks the man, and that man falls here in a bad way, after which he opens his mask and we find out that this man is actually fire-breathing Bag, who also set fire to the Shakuzawa building. Then Misaki says that yesterday when you came to our house, I recognized you at first sight because you were a little nervous seeing me. Then the breathing bug says that I noticed you at Clarissa's bar and I know that you are popular as a psycho killer. Then Misaki asks those 2 children to leave from here, and now a fight starts between them. Then the breathing bag starts saying that I don't need to chase those kids because this fire is going to fill the entire house and no one can save those children and you from this fire. Then Shizuki and Kazuki start crying and think that something similar had happened with Shizuka too, so he too must have had to go through a lot of pain, even though it was all their fault. Then both of them say that after leaving here, if they meet Shizuka, so both of them will apologize to him together. But then Polka arrives here and says that I had already told you both that there is no need for you to worry because I will protect you at any cost, and all 3 of them manage to get out of here. Then Polka approaches a girl and says that there is no need for you to pretend here, and it is my fault too. Yesterday when you came to my house, I was too busy for my nephew. That's why I didn't notice these solaces near you. Then again Misaki comes and kicks breathing bug hard, and the fire breathing bug says that I am impressed with you guys and spread a lot of fire here, and says that I know that you people have a lot of problem with fire, and that is why you people cannot do any harm to me. Then Polka notices that there are not 1 but 2 souls here, and then we realize that the other soul belongs to Lemming, and he defeats the fire breathing bug so easily and asks to keep this thing a secret. Now Takeru starts leaving this place. Later we are shown a scene in a car where their relative is present. Then a bike stops near him, after which the bike rider breaks the glass of his car with a punch. Now we are again shown the scene at the station where Solitary is saying that a bug that takes a year to destroy a house. You guys joke very well, and tells that the fire-breathing bug is not a common man, and he has made himself a superhuman without using magic powers, and he doesn't take even a minute to burn buildings like these, and says that fire-breathing never writes one message, he always writes writes 2 messages, but only people in the secret department know this. Now we see that Takeru Lemming and that rider have together captured their relatives, and his relative here gets very scared and says that this plan is not mine. I was forced by the fire-breathing bug. Takeru says he already knows this. A stupid guy like you can't even look at my family, but still, I will have to punish you. Now we see that the fire-breathing bug is being taken somewhere, but then some strange marks start forming on his car, and we come to know that it is a message of fire-breathing, and all the people sitting in the car start calling him a fake fire-breathing bug, and their car starts burning very fast here. Then we see that a strange girl is singing a song, and after that, it also becomes clear that the man was a fake fire-breathing bag. But now we get many questions here. If Lemming has committed so many crimes, then why did he decide to help Polka? And why did he want to take Misaki in the bar incident? And if this boy is a fake fire-breathing bug, then who is the real fire-breathing bug? So you will get to see the answers to all these questions in the next part. And guys, it took half a month to make this video because I had to do most of the work alone. So if you want to help me financially, then the link of my Patreon is given below, so you can donate to me there.